What's going on, man? And welcome back to the Principles of Man. I'm your host, J.E. Black. Like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment if you may. Special shout out to those who have already subscribed to my channel. I greatly appreciate you. Let's get this content out to the young men who need it the most and some of these old heads who are still tricking and think that they got it. The topic of today's video will be men of principle don't have a lot of women. We see on social media, we see on talk shows, we see on the internet that we see men of principle or men that have done well for themselves. We see them surrounded by a lot of women. You see a lot of women around their car, at their home. You see them surrounded by women at the club. You may see a woman surrounded by him by his boat. But the thing is, men of principle, they have a lot of options. But you see, they don't exercise all those options. So when you see that man at his pool, on his yacht, by his car, he usually has maybe one or two women, maybe three if he's probably feeling it. But usually that's one or two women out of 150 women. And you know why he doesn't have all those women? Because he places more value on himself than he places on those women. You see, when you place a lot of value on women, fellas, it takes away from who you are as a man. You see, men with a lot of women, they're not playboys. They're not Max. They're not pimps. You see, guys with a lot of women, they need that validation on a regular. You see what I'm saying? The only way a lot of women is valuable to you, man, is if you're a pimp. And the only reason a stable of women is valuable to you as a pimp because they're bringing something to your process. They're contributing. Who cares about sex? Vagina really means nothing, man. It has no value at all. So a lot of these guys, they have a lot of options, but they don't exercise all those options. You see, a high value male, he goes off the words of women. He does what's popular for women. He wears the clothes that women like. He drives the kind of car that women like. See, women are creatures of ornamentation. Women like little knickknacks. They like shoes, purses, certain kind of jackets, certain kind of necklaces. You see, some guys, they cater to women. They put rims on their car just for the females. They put loud music in their car just for the females. They wear jewelry just for the females. They wear skinny jeans and little bitty shirts just for the females. You see, a man of principle, he doesn't give a shit about what women like. Because he's not here to please women. Because why? He values himself. What he feels and what he thinks about himself is way more important than what women think. You guys treat yourself terrible, man. Why would you work your entire life to gain all the things that you have only to give it to a woman who hasn't worked hard for it? They rather wait at the finish line for the winners. So why would, after you worked your entire life to get what you get, why would you give it to a woman who hasn't been there for you? She didn't put no money into it. She wasn't there when things were bad. She turned you down when you was just starting. You see, why would you give the things that you have worked hard for to a woman who's undeserving of it? And and a lot of you guys do that because you don't value yourself. Man, it's all about you. You see, a lot of the reason why a lot of you guys women are running game on you. You're paying for vagina. You're taking her shopping. You're paying her bills. You're taking care of kids that are not yours. A lot of you guys are doing that stuff because you don't value yourself. Let me tell you something, man. There's nothing wrong with being selfish. There's nothing wrong with it being all about you. Because see, when you make it all about you and you accomplish all your goals and you stack your money up and you get your self-esteem up and you get your net worth up, you see, when you get yourself together, you'll look at a lot of these women out here and you'll be like, hey man, I've worked too hard to let a hooker on the street come in and live with me. You see, women want you to meet their standards. No, she needs to meet your standards. Woman, you meet her standards. She needs to step up to the plate and bring something to your process, man. Because see, when you built your kingdom and you got all your things going for you, man, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than just some vagina and some sex just to get into your kingdom. But some of you guys let that stuff happen. Let me tell you something, man. Sex has no worth. Just because a woman has big breasts, a big butt, long hair that's probably not real, just because a woman is beautiful, that don't mean shit. Because the only thing she can do is give you sex. And let's face it, man, she gave that to everybody else before she even got to you, man. Man, you gotta say to yourself, hey, you gotta look in that mirror and say, hey, man, I'm worthy of the best. And if a woman can't give me the best, if a woman can't contribute to your process, man, she's not worth it. You see, man, as a man, you have to value yourself more than a woman. Man. You see, the more you give to other people, the less you have to give to yourself. Let me give you an example, man. If I gave you $1,000, you can do $1,000 worth of good. If I gave you $10,000, you can do $10,000 worth. If I gave you $100,000, you can do $100,000 worth of good. You see, no matter which amount of money I give you, you can invest it in something and get a return. You see, you can do more with the 10,000 than you could with 1,000, and you can do more with the 100,000 than you can with the 10,000. But let's say I gave you 1,000 women. Let's say I gave you 10,000 women. Let's say I gave you 100,000 women. The thing is, you can't do nothing different with the 10,000 women than you can with the 1,000 women. Because you know what? It has no value. The only way that having a lot of women has value is if you're a pimp. Because a pimp is not looking for sex. A pimp is looking for what you're going to do for me, sweetheart. Are you going to bring some money? Are you going to sock it to my pocket? You see, it's useless to have a lot of women. So I know I was probably stepping on some of you guys' toes, and some of you guys like, oh man, but you know what, man? You see, that's probably why you in the position you in now. That's probably why you don't have any money. That's probably why you paying child support out the wazoo. That's probably why women are running game on you right now, because you put too much value into women and you don't put any value into your damn self. You don't look at yourself as the prize. You know why man is the prize? Because there's not many of us here. There's not very many men that are leaders. So man, you gotta stop putting so much value into women. If a woman ain't worth anything, you see, a woman has to be more than just beautiful. She needs to have more than breasts, a butt, and a pretty face. She needs to be smart. She needs to know how to maneuver. She don't need to know how to just spend your money. She needs to know how to help you make some money. Because see, what we value the most is what we desire to obtain. I'm gonna say that again, man. What we desire the most is what we desire to obtain. You see, if you got a lot of women, man, those women are validating you. You see, a lot of us men, we have sex with a lot of women. We need to talk to women every day. We need to see women naked every day. We need to have sex with women every day. You see, when you do stuff like that, man, that's you needing validation from women to make you feel like a man. You see, that's why I say men of principle don't have a lot of women. You know why? They don't have a lot of women because they don't need that validation as a man. But when you have to have sex with women every day and talk to women every day, and a woman's existence is what makes you feel good about yourself. A woman's presence, her sexual presence, makes you feel good about yourself, and you have to do that every day, you're not a man. Because you need to be validated by a woman. You see, a woman needs to have 4 P's, man. A woman needs to bring peace, some paper, a plate, and some pussy. Now you notice I put the pussy last, because see, the pussy is the lowest on the totem pole. Because see, if a woman has developed that stuff in reverse, the pussy is going to be all good. Having 100 women, having 50 or 60, hell, having 10 women has no worth to it, man. Because you can't do nothing more with one than you can do with the other. Having a bunch of women means nothing, man. It doesn't make you a player. It doesn't make you a Mac. The person that told you that, they live with women and don't have anything for themselves anyway, man. But I don't see no peace in having 10 women. You can't keep no paper when you got 10 women. If you got 10 women, 9.5 of them can't even cook. And if you got 10 women, most of the pussy is ran through as is. So I see no peace in having 10 women. But let me tell you something, man. The older you get, the wiser you get. You're going to realize one of the most important things in life as a man is having some peace. And if a person can't bring you no peace in their life, they don't belong there. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment if you may. This is J.E. Black with the Principles of Man. And remember, fellas, it's the principle of the situation.